Hi and welcome to this short video tutorial. I just want to introduce you to the use of Adobe RAW and how it can be used as a first step in your workflow when you're handling your RAW files. So what I have is an SD card with a few RAW files on. I'm just going to put that into my computer, and in a second it will pop up. There it is. There's my RAW files, EOS Digital. Now, and I've noticed this happening in our computer labs, if photos come up, please just go quit photos. Why? Because if you import your photographs through that software, what will happen is it will convert your raw files to JPEGs and strip or delete your raw files off your card. So please don't go there. Instead, and this is a really safe workflow, we're going to use Adobe Bridge to download our photographs. So launch Adobe Bridge, there it is. I just clicked on it once to launch it, and then go to here to the little camera icon, and it says get photos from camera. Thank you very much. So up comes Adobe Bridge CC Photo Downloader. I'm going to select here my device, which is EOS Digital. I showed that to you before. So we've selected where the files are coming from. Now I'm going to select their destination. So I choose for them to go onto my desktop, into here, test week 1, and create and choose. So that's where my files are going to. They're coming from my EOS Digital SD card. They're going to this folder. Now you might want to create it as subfolder, so let's just do one. So, and I know these photographs are in Victorian landscape. I know these are just a little selection of Victorian landscapes I took some years ago, and I haven't even looked at them. So my files are going into test week 1, look / Victorian landscapes. I choose not to rename my files, but I do like to convert them to DNG. So I'll explain that as we get media. So I'm just going to select get media, and the files will be downloaded and converted as they're transferred from the SD card through to the desktop. So I choose to convert to DNG. It's one step that doesn't have to be done later on, but it's DNG, a digital negative, is recognised as the archival RAW format. So at the moment, CRW, that's what I'm downloading, they're Canon RAW files. So they only really can be read or used within Canon software or the Adobe software. But it's just safe practice to convert all your raw files to that archival format DNG before you start working, because this folder will be your archive folder as well. So nearly there, 95%. It does take a while, so if you've got quite a few photographs, plan to do something else while that is actually happening. Okay, that's done. Click. Once I click outside of that download box, it's going to populate the files. I'm just going to close that. It's going to populate the files into Adobe Bridge, and there's my files that I just downloaded. Wonderful. So before you actually start to work, what I suggest you do is this folder of those images, what I'd normally do is take that and archive it into a separate space, so onto a hard drive that's attached to your computer. And then it's this folder of images that become your working files. Now you might actually want to rename that test week 1 once you've archived them, and I go working files. Beautiful. So now you might have a set of files that are archived, and these are working files. So let's have a look. Working files, Victorian landscapes, and we're back where we were. Before we look at rating and sorting, and you all should be pretty okay with that because we did have a look at that last semester, what I do want to show you is some of the other workspaces. So at the moment I'm in the Filmstrip Workspace. So Window Workspaces is one way of resetting your workspace, or just work the shortcuts here within the interface. So Filmstrip, Essentials, Metadata and Keywords. So let's look at Essentials first. So Essentials gives you thumbnails, and when you click on an image it will give you a larger image to view. Okay, it's easy to compare, so holding the shift key I compare 2, 3, look at that, 4 images at a time. Wonderful. So Essentials gives you that opportunity. Also displays your metadata, which is really quite important. That's how I looked at your capture details last semester and was able to provide you that feedback. So Filmstrip is a little bit similar. Your metadata this time is up in this corner, and there's your thumbnails, which the larger image. Once again, shift, I can hold down and compare sequential images, or holding the command key down I can compare non-linear images, okay, in that fashion. Let's go back to single. Metadata though provides you just with a small thumbnail plus the information about the photograph. It's a much simpler workspace. Keywords, once again, it provides you a thumbnail with the metadata. This is actually the metadata here, and if I had applied keywords then they would also appear. So the workspaces are user defined. It's what you need to be doing with your photographs. But for today I'm going to work in the Filmstrip workspace because it allows me to show you a few more things. Okay, before we continue I want to show you metadata templates, okay, and how you can apply or embed more information into your files. So select all your files first, then go here and we're going to create a metadata template. So here, grid demo template. And just by selecting that checkbox, putting some information in, and you can put as much or as little information in here. Okay, so let me just put my email in. The beautiful thing about this is that this information is embedded always in the file. Okay. So copyright notice, I copyrighted it to myself. You all know how to make that little copyright symbol. So it's a C, then select it. Option G turns it from a C to a copyright symbol. Copyright status is not unknown, it's actually copyrighted. Thank you, it's my image. So if you're taking photos for different reasons, the GPS information might be important as well. So there's a whole heap of information in there, and you just decide what is important for you to embed into the file. Okay, and save. And then I'm going to view and refresh. So now when I look at my information, so click on a file, view as details, and it hasn't come up again. It's interesting. Every second time it comes up. Okay, let me select them all again. View as thumbnails. Select them all. Tools, append to bridge tutorial. Yes, please. Now click on one. View as details. There it is. So there's some information. That's the extra information that I popped in that template. Okay. So if I'm appending the metadata, it's the same as applying it. Okay, so always, doesn't matter where my file goes, it's always going to have this information taken, which is wonderful because I don't know, as you progress, you'll have hundreds, thousands of files, and I forget where I take some of these images sometimes, and it's just easy to have that information taken in Victoria. I'll put more information if I was serious about that, and what location, no, where was I going. So these photographs were taken between Melbourne and Ballarat. Okay, so there's your metadata. Let's go view. I'm going to take it back to thumbnails and not to the details. Over here you can sort or apply metadata, keywords as well. So remember, in the metadata template there was an option for keywords. Okay, and over here we can sort by those keywords as well. So do have a go at using those templates. That metadata template will be your best friend as you continue as an emerging professional photographer. So the next part of what I want to show you today is the rate and sort. So the rate and sort is a really powerful tool. So as a new photographer, if you just go for a flick through your images, just to become a little bit familiar with them, you'll get better at this. And in fact, when you flick through, you'll start doing a rating system, because you don't want, if you've shot 300, 400 photographs, do you want to process them all, or do you just want to process the best of? So I'm going to suggest you only want to process the best of. So I have a system where I star rate my images. I just look at that and I go, oh, I like that. Let me just set this view, sort by file name. So at the moment they're sorted by their file name. I like that image. Maybe, no, maybe, no, yes. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay. The rest, pretty ordinary. So I've gone through and I've just star rated to 5s now, but you might have a different. So when you're just getting used to doing this, you go, I don't know, 4, or maybe 3. No, so no star rating at all, no star rating at all, no. So that one's not bad, but I don't mind that one, so give me a 3 as well. So you have a different system for those files. So, but I only rate images that I'm interested in. So instead of just selecting those that you're totally interested in, that you're only going to process, now I have 5 4s and 3s. So that's the best of, the maybes, and the possibles. So let's have a look at it again once it's processed. I'm going to go up to top here and go view, sort by now rating, and you see how many options that you have in that sorting by rating. And now all the photographs that are unrated are sitting together, and all the photos that are rated are sitting together. So if I don't want to process the 3s, I won't. Otherwise, no, I'll just process the 5s. So it just makes it so much easier when you're going to process the images. You're not processing hundreds at a time. You're doing that edit, that first visual edit of your files, and just selecting the best of, and you'll find that you're only processing around 10% of your files, not the whole entire shoot. So that's all I want to show you for today, and the next little video tutorial will be on Adobe Camera Raw. Thank you.